Hi, Miss Kate. Can you hear me? Hi, guys. Looks like we're starting to have some people flow in here. It should give you an option to chat. If it doesn't, that's okay. But if you want to, you can send like a little heart emoji or a little chat emoji to tell me you're here. But I can see who's here so far. I see Nicole and Kate and Janine and Fauna and Shelly. Hi, guys. I love you guys. It's nice to see everyone today. One thing I didn't tell you guys, and that's if you have a second, grab tissues, because sometimes when you do a meditation like this, it can bring up, some emotions and it catch you kind of by surprise. So it might be a good idea to have some tissues nearby if you don't already. Most of you are probably already prepared, more prepared than me, but have your tissues. We're just going to do a couple more seconds here. Let a couple more people come in, and then we're going to get started. Nicole, I just sent you a test on Messenger to see if you can hear me. Nicole Frost. I think I have two Nicoles in here. Oh, okay. Now I can see comments. The comments are a little delayed. Thank you, Nicole Solani. That was very sweet. Thank you. If you guys want to leave comments as you come in, that's okay. There's gonna be a couple moments during the live where I might, encourage you to, share if you feel like it. You can feel free to do that. You don't have to, though. It's not necessary. Um, but it becomes part of our live over time. Getting involved. There we go. Okay. Okay. Well, I think we're going to get started. I think we've given everybody enough time and people can come in as they want. So what we're doing today, welcome everyone. This is one of the first events that I'll be doing to kind of help other people with their intuitive development, to help people really embrace their spiritual side and grow their spiritual abilities, as well as grow your feeling of wellness within your own soul and within your own spirit, and just the feeling of peace that you walk with every day. So that's part of what we're doing here. The phrase shadow work, we'll get into that in a little bit. It sounds fancier than it is, but it's something that's super integral to becoming one whole person as we move forward, and to really becoming more of a spiritual being as well, and to connecting with others in a more spiritual way as well. So welcome. It's so good to see you guys. I can't tell you how much it means that you're here with me today and that you're spending a little time. I promise it'll be worth it. I want to start with setting some intention for our guided visualization. So if you're all here with me, get your little notebook and paper, get your crystal, get your Palo Santo, whatever it is that you brought today, and just take a moment with me and let's set our intention for what we really want to do for this particular journey forward together, for these minutes we're spending together. My intention is going to be letting go of some things that don't serve me anymore, physically, spiritually, emotionally, naming those things here on my paper, and allowing this energy of the full moon to take away some of the things that I'm done with, to allow them to come to a close and allow me to see their back and for me to move forward in a new direction. Okay. Now, this can be as small as I would really like to get the garage cleaned out over the summer and release all of the crap that's in there that I don't need anymore. And it can be as big as I think there are some people in my life with some energy that I really need to just, say God bless. I'm going to take a step back, and I think it's time for my energy to move in a new direction and allow the full moon to take that negative energy with it as it leaves. Okay. So set your intention for me. If you want to write it down, that's a great way to get started. We're going to give you about a minute and a half to do that. Gives you a second to think about it and to get it written down. Now might also be a time when you might want to light a candle. If you have a candle nearby that you love, lighting a candle can be a really good way to bring the energy, forward, and to really tell the universe, hey, I mean this. I mean to do what I'm doing today. Okay. Now that we've set our intention, I'm going to go over a little bit about what shadow work really is. So we talked so far about releasing and moving forward and the energy of the full moon and what that means for letting go of things in your life, which is why this is a perfect time to do shadow work. But shadow work itself, despite the name, is really about recognizing those parts of ourselves that we have left behind. So these parts can get splintered off of us, off of our spiritual selves and our psyches in a myriad of different ways. So one way that we lose parts of ourselves is through childhood trauma, for example. You've probably read or heard before about people having suppressed memories things like that, repressed memories, where they locked away a part of their childhood that they really didn't want to embrace anymore, and that they felt like they needed to let go of in order to move forward whole. It's a survival technique for your psyche to do that, to be able to maintain sanity and to move forward when your whole universe has been rocked. So if you broaden that to the spiritual scale and you look at that as a metaphor, shadow work is about integrating the parts of our spirit that we have decided aren't good enough for our spirit, or that aren't parts of ourselves that we want as we move forward. But your spirit never forgets that you've lost that part of yourself. Your spirit never, there's no woman or man left behind from your spirit. So those little splinters of your soul, they still follow you around. They're still present with you. You just aren't as aware of them, and you feel disconnected without them. So things I'm talking about here are like when you have felt shame, in the past, and you have left a version of yourself behind because of that shameful feeling, because society said that you weren't good enough at that time, or something you didn't, fit societal norms. There's a version of yourself that you could have left behind at that time, even if it comes down to just a part of yourself or a past version of yourself that didn't feel like she fit in, and you left her in the dust. She could be 16, she could be 24. And you did move forward, but if we don't integrate those parts of ourselves, if we don't accept that we are so many things, and we splinter off pieces of ourselves, it inevitably comes back to bite us in a way. So shadow work is about reaching back into the past and reaching back behind us and pulling that person forward, that person who so much needed who we are now to help her, that person who so much needed a guide, was begging for a guide, and reaching back and just accepting her, giving her grace, giving her love, showing her that she is the way forward. She showed us the path to where we're at. There is something so incredibly strong and fulfilling about seeing how far you've come, but also giving grace to that version of yourself, and giving grace to her in a way that you would give grace to another person who needed your help. That's also part of the trick here, is to be as kind to yourself as you are to the people that you encounter every day. So in a nutshell, that's what shadow work is. We aren't accepting, it's not like an evil twin that sits beside us, cackling away, although some of us have that, right? Some of us have that alter ego. It's not so much the alter ego, but shadow work is more looking back and seeing parts of yourself that you kind of sliced off and said, nope, you won't do. And looking her dead in the eye and saying, of course you'll do. You are part of me. We are all one. And allowing her back in. You will notice heightened creativity. You will notice heightened spirituality. You will notice your empathy growing when you reintegrate the parts of yourself that you have let go. Okay. Old wounds. That's shadow work. That's really shadow work. Old wounds. So we are about to get into the visualization. We're about to walk into the meditation together. One step forward to do that, we're going to do one more little journal prompt, and this is going to set you up for how you handle the cave of the shadow when we walk into it. And that's what this meditation is called. It's called the cave of the shadow. So what I want you to do is do one more little journaling for me. I want you to consider what part of yourself have you been avoiding? What part of yourself have you been avoiding? And this could be from any era of your life, but what part of yourself do you think you would say you have been avoiding? And I'll do it too. One way to know if you've been avoiding her is if you feel real yucky when you think about her. Okay? So that's kind of a key. You feel real yucky when you think about her, you've been avoiding her. Okay. Now I want you to hold on to that. I want you to kind of picture her. All right? Keep that part of yourself present. Invite her into this meditation with us. Tell her she's welcome. Make her feel at home. Okay? Make her feel like she belongs to and she is worthy to. And I don't care what she did. Allow her to be here with you. Allow her to step forward with you. She needs you. We're going to begin our visualization. So what I really want you to do to start, we're going to breathe into it to begin. Nothing weird. We're just going to take a deep breath in. We're going to hold it for a beat of 3, and we're going to let it out. Now the next one in, I want you to breathe in through your nose. Hold it for a beat. Breathe out through your mouth. I want you to do that a couple more times. I want you to imagine when you're breathing in through your nose that you're breathing in white light and that it's connecting through the top of your head, going right up out of it into the universe. And that when you're breathing out through your mouth, you're breathing out smoke. So you're already starting to release the things that no longer serve you. In comes the white light, out goes the smoke. I want you to focus with your eyes closed on the area in between your eyes. There's a little movie theater there. You can picture it however you want, but this is where we're going to play out our little journey. One more deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And I want you to imagine that we're all walking together in a group, and it's later in the evening, it's dusk heading into nightfall, and we're all holding candles. We're together, we're safe. And I want you to feel the grass beneath your feet. I want you to smell the earth as we walk forward down the trail. I want you to feel and hear the trees around you and the birds and animals getting ready for the night. It smells beautiful and clean and fresh, and everything feels so peaceful in the soft twilight. The edges of everything are softened, but your vision is perfect. The trail stretches out before you as we move forward. You feel perfectly at ease in this setting. You're heading to do a beautiful meditation, and we're moving into nature to be closer to the universal spirit, to feel her around us, to feel her voice speak to us, and to feel her show us our true selves. As the path winds forward, it curves a little bit, and ahead you can see the opening of a cave. It has a little fire going inside. It looks cozy and welcoming. And just you are going to step forward and go into the cave. It's all cozy in here. There's blankets, there's chairs. It's comfortable. And I want you to sit down in one of the chairs. And you notice that there's a chair across from you. And you can hear the fire crackling. You can smell the earth. You can feel the connection to the deep unknown, the connection to the greater universe. And you feel the energy moving around you. You know you're in a place of great peace and great wisdom. I want you to look at the chair across from you. Sitting in this chair is a younger version of yourself. She represents a time in your life that you have left behind. She represents a version of yourself you have shut out. She represents a piece of yourself you have locked away. She can be any age. She can be 10. She can be 30. She can be from 5 minutes ago. Give her love. Tell her it's okay. Ask her the following question. Ask her, what is it you need from me? And pay attention to her answer. If you need to, write it down. What is it you need from me? How can I help? I want you to say to your former self, whatever it is that she needed to hear at that time. I want you to show her compassion. I want you to show her love. I want you to consider how, in whatever way, even though she didn't necessarily do things the way you would want her to, or maybe she did and other people failed her, I want you to consider how parts of you today are because of her, how you've developed, how you've grown, how you are who you are today because she existed. I want you to think of yourself as a time traveler, sending this energy back into the universe, back into time and space. Sending it back to that version of you to give her strength to move forward. If you can, I would love if you could give her an embrace. Give her a hug. Tell her you understand. Tell her you love her. There are more than 2 chairs in this cave. In addition to the parts of yourself that you have left behind. If there is anybody else that you would like to have a conversation with, now is a great time to say the words you need to say to them. Now is the time to tell them that you need to let go, to move forward. Now is the time to tell them you want them to be at peace, to offer them love, but firmness in your boundaries. If there is someone else you have thought of in addition to your past self, and you're capable at this time, feel free to give them a sign. Give them a hug, or a handshake, or a wave. Whatever you need to do. Understand that they have their own shadow work to do as well. If you're ready, it's time to gather ourselves. We're going to leave the cave. And if you feel ready, bring your younger self with you and invite her into the light. If you need more time, she'll understand and she'll be waiting here for you. You can always visit her here. As you stand up and move out of the cave, back into the trees, down the path, Be aware of how you're feeling in your heart, the sensations that are going over you. Be aware of anything you see or hear on your path. These can be signs from Spirit. The animals that approach you, the natural themes that you see and hear, is all part of the universe communicating with you. As we come through the path and come out back into the clearing, come back into ourselves, I want you to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Open your eyes. Be aware of your heart beating. Be aware of your breath. Be aware of all the parts of yourself that are touching the table or the chair, and bring yourself back into awareness. In this visualization, you have visited your spirit. You have gone within. You have bravely encountered a part of yourself that we often don't acknowledge. You have been brave, and you have been compassionate, and you have been kind. We have one more thing we're going to do today in our shadow work journey, and that is a full release that we talked about earlier of things that no longer serve us. So you can do this. You can do this in a gesture. So palms over heart. You can say to yourself what you want to release, and then give that energy to the moonlight. You can write it down, and then when we're done, burn it. Or you can write it down, and then when we're done, bury it in the earth. All three of these methods are worthwhile in telling the universe what you're ready to let go of. So we have done something beautiful today in reintegrating a part of ourselves, right? But in doing that, we have essentially released ourselves from some of the negative emotions that come along with leaving a piece of ourselves behind. So the shame that comes with cutting off a part of ourselves reintegrates and becomes something new when we look at that part of ourselves with compassion and with empathy. So while it seems like you are both accepting something and releasing something, they're not opposites. They are part of the same process. So now I would like for you to consider what it is that you want to let go on this full moon. Okay? Consider what it is you want to let go on this full moon. Put it in your palms. Whisper it into your palms if you don't feel silly. Whisper it in there. Put it over your heart. Give it a beat. And let it go. I'm so pleased to have had you all with me today. You can all reach out to me for any questions that you have. This was really just a little beginner taste of what we're going to be doing in lives. We're going to be doing some more journeys. I'm going to get some more equipment that's going to make it possible for me to pull up information while we're working together. And I'm probably going to be doing some Reiki on lives so that people can experience what Reiki feels like, in a group and not have to be in person, and to teach people more about Reiki. I'm also going to be doing some tarot readings in lives coming up. So stay tuned. Hit me up if you have any questions after this. And I really appreciate you all. I do have a little donation handle in my event. If you feel compelled, don't feel like you have to at all, please. It's just there in case someone wants to. And we also are going to I'm probably going to be putting out a shadow work workbook as well for more of like a daily practice kind of thing, something more long-term, like a year-long shadow workbook. But stay tuned. There'll be more to come on that and a couple of other ebooks. Thank you, Janine. Love you. Thank you. So I'm going to send you off with a little good luck. God bless. Love you all so much. I could feel your beautiful energy. I really wish today that I was actually walking through the woods with a candle with all of you. I thought that would just, it felt even more powerful during the meditation with me than it did when I was writing it. So that's really cool to know that, you guys were all with me, and I could kind of feel like the surge of energy of you around me while we were walking to the cave of the shadow. So thank you so much. Love you. Please stay tuned. These are going to get better. Thank you too. Thank you.